Yo guys, what is going on? So it's wildcard week in the NFL. The Chargers have the massive matchup this week in wildcard round against the Jacksonville Jaguars. First time in the playoffs since Phil Rivers led us there in the 2018-19 season. Who is excited to see this game? So of course everyone is going to be talking about the matchup early on in the season, where the Jaguars came in and stuffed us, beating us 38-10. Looking back at that game, a few key points. Sonny Michel was our leading rusher in that game. That seems pretty unbelievable now, given what's happened. He's not even on the team now, and his numbers weren't even great. 5 carries for 22 yards. The interception that Herbert had was pretty much his fault as well. Pass to him off his hands, giving Herbert the turnover deep in our own territory early on in the game as well. There was a lot of mistakes by the Chargers in this game. Jaguars ultimately bossed the game. They led on 3rd down conversions. They beat us on 4th down conversions. Having 2 from 3, we were 0 from 2. And who can forget James Robinson with that massive run, 50-odd yards on that 4th and 1, which was a massive turning point in the game. Penalties were an issue too. We were penalised 7 times to their 2 times. And James Robinson with his 100 yards on the ground, that must have been a season high for him. So let's talk about Saturday night's matchup. Obviously early Sunday morning here in the UK, it will be the 1:15 kickoff, but I'm sure there's lots of Chargers fans in the UK staying up late on the day to enjoy this game. Let's have a look at the 3 keys to this game that I think is going to be massive and ultimately decide the outcome of this game. So number 1 is establish the run. So this season, when the Chargers have had combined 100 yards on the ground between all the rushers, we've only actually lost 1 game this season, and that was a close one to the Chiefs. In comparison of all the games the Jaguars have lost, there's only 1 time they've lost this season when a team haven't rushed for 100 yards. That was at the very start of the season to the Washington Commanders. So basically odds going massively in our favour if we can get 100 yards plus on the ground in this game. And obviously Austin Eckler will have a huge part to play in that. Number 2 is the kicking game. So obviously Cameron Dick has come in, he's been a revelation for us. He's 100% in extra points. I know that's nothing to shout about, but Chargers fans, we know that's not always been the case in the last couple of seasons. He's also only missed 1 field goal. That was a 50-plus attempt against the Raiders. That was the only time he's attempted 50-plus, so obviously if there's a big moment in this game, a long field goal might be sort of uncharted waters for him, but he's been very consistent with the field goals in the 30s and 40s. As I say, apart from that 1 miss over 50, he's been 100% at the ones under 50. Now, an interesting thing I've seen today, Riley Patterson, the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker, is actually on the injury list, did not participate in practice on Tuesday. Be interesting to see later on when Wednesday's report comes out if he's back. Patterson's been fairly consistent for them this season, although he has missed 5 field goal attempts. To back up James McCourt, if he has to step in at the weekend, it'll be his first NFL appearance. You know, potentially the pressure getting to him. Big moment in the game if it does come down to kicking. Be interesting to see how he holds up if Patterson doesn't go. And then number 3, the ultimate matchup, Justin Herbert versus Trevor Lawrence. Justin Herbert, obviously our first pick in the 2020 draft. Trevor Lawrence, the first pick overall for the Jaguars in the 21 draft. I think a lot of people throughout the NFL are going to be very interested and excited to see how these two face off against each other. And statistically, they're neck and neck this season. The only difference, Herbert having quite a few more yards at 4.739 compared to Lawrence's 4.113. But in terms of the touchdown passes, both of them have thrown 25 touchdown passes. Herbert with the 10 interceptions, Lawrence with 8 interceptions, and their passer rating for the regular season too is neck and neck. Herbert's obviously had that extra season experience because he came on quite early as a rookie, as we all know, due to Tyrod Taylor's downfall. What an exciting prospect we've got for the weekend, these two matching up against each other, and they could certainly be the stars of the future over the next 5 or so years in the AFC, certainly. So I'm not going to curse anything and give any score predictions in this video, but what an exciting time it is to be a Chargers fan. If we can just get through this wildcard game, who knows what might happen. Could be another 3rd matchup against the Chiefs this season, and we've been desperately close to them in the games we played against them this season, so who knows what could happen. You've got to be in it to win it. Chargers fans, enjoy the game, bolt up, and I'll see you in the next one.